Hey, it's Matt with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is Tuesday. It's October 1st. This will be our chart lesson for today. And you can see we had a big engulfing bar here that closed lower. Fairly bearish day. We opened and traded higher, turned down, went out the other side, and we did close off the lows. Looks like we might have bounced off the midline there. This is 21 EMA. Basically is what that is. Look, we might have bounced off of that. We'll have to see what tomorrow brings. But there's a lot going on in the Middle East. Very uh, looks like Israel's now at war with Iran, and we don't know where that's going to go. I saw headlines that maybe even Israel had invaded Lebanon, southern Lebanon. So who knows what's going to happen over there? They might start up World War III over there, and that could affect this market. Election's not until November 5th, so I can't see them allowing a big sell-off prior to that. Doesn't mean we can't get a correction before then. It's still a little over a month away, about a month away, basically. So anything could still happen between now and then. But I don't think we'll see a major sell-off unless something crazy happens in the Middle East or some other kind of economic bomb or financial bomb drops on us, and that could happen any day here in the U.S. Things are just crazy. But there it is for today. Very bearish day. We did close off the lows. Um, let's flip over to the 2000 tick chart and take a look at it, and we'll go through the trades. And here it is. You can see we had a big spike and channel down this morning. It looked like we were going to start out in a range. It's pretty much been the MO lately. But this thing sold off, spikes down, goes into a range. We get a close and outside and a couple legs to a new low. Then we rally out of there strongly, but they can't sustain that, and we end up selling off again before we rallied one more time and then sold off yet again into the close. And then looks like we're bearish again so far on the opening at 5 o'clock. So, yep, there it is. Spent most of the day just chopping sideways with no direction because most of the down move was over. I mean, really from about 9 o'clock on, it's just sideways action. Now, this channel was still in play until about 10 o'clock where we got a break and then it moved to a new low. But they never could sustain a rally today. But let's zoom in, take a look at a little closer look at it, and we'll go through the trades here. 7 o'clock came as we're just kind of chopping sideways. You can see not much was happening this morning. We got a confirmation of this trend line right here. And there's a hidden second entry there. So maybe you take that trade. I'm still marked it green because it's a little more advanced. But you may take that trade right when it confirms that key entry point. We're not back to the lows either. And this thing turns down and the bottom just falls out of it. Unfortunately, there's no real entry here all the way down until we start chopping sideways. You get a failed breakout here. But again, you might want to wait on the lower high, so I just marked it green. We finally get a break here, no setup there, and we drop lower, and then you get a first entry, second entry. I like going short there because you'll probably get another leg down. As bearish as that was, you'll probably get another push or two down to a new low. And sure enough, we actually get a couple more pushes. We get another second entry here, but it's real late in this thing. We've already got a break and two legs down. So it's starting to get iffy now. It's a chance we could reverse unless we set up some other kind of channel, which we don't have any other channel really confirmed yet. So maybe you take that trade. It's a second entry. There's enough room to get out. The problem is it's just late in the trend, and we've already had a break and a couple of legs down. So you got to be real careful. Every new entry you make after that, becomes more risky than the previous one. So I think it's a little late here. I still think you could take it, but there's a chance it could fail. It moves down to another new low. This takes us into the 9 o'clock. There was news this morning, 9 o'clock news. I forget what it was, and let me see if I can get it to load. Yeah, we had the manufacturing this morning and job openings as well. So that was that 9 o'clock news. Just be flat for that, about 850, 855. And then within 5 minutes, you could start trading again. And you quickly get a second entry short right off the key entry point with a nice signal bar. And that's probably the move of the day. You catch that move, it may be all you need today. You just ride it all the way to the other side. And it bounces. You just get a first entry. You get a second, a little second entry there, but you can't go short right there. Then you actually get a second entry long here. I just think that bar is too neutral. That looks too congested. And you just don't get a chance to enter until you get back up here. And here you have not had a break of this trend channel. You hadn't had a close outside the new high, but it does turn down right off the key entry point, and you're way away from the EMA. And that bar is like 6 ticks, very low risk. So maybe you enter there. If you do, it's another great move down. And here you just get a first entry. And there is a second entry there, but it's right into the lows. And then it quickly reverses. Run back. We do get a break outside here. I think it's too early to go short on this channel. But when you get the failed, you get a second entry here and a big failure. Big bearish bar. Maybe you go short there because you're expecting a new low. The problem is you just confirmed this trend line. You confirmed it here, and there's a good chance it could bounce again. So I'm not 100% crazy about that one. It's basically a lower high and a double top. But I think you need to wait on something better than that personally. And then we're chopping sideways. You get a failed breakout. Again, you're better off to wait on the lower high, which comes here, and then you don't have enough room to scalp out, and you might bounce here. And you see it does bounce. It ends up going lower, but you don't know for sure it's going to do that. So maybe you enter there, and then there's just not another chance to enter this one until you get a close outside the new low, and it reverses. Now there is a reversal here. You do have a break now and a move to a new low. So you might get a reversal. So I think you'd be okay to trade that reversal right there. I'm going to, actually you could mark that reversal blue. Now, this is more advanced. Most of you just leave this alone. If you're not a profitable trader making money every day, don't just ignore these trades. And guaranteed somebody will send me an email tomorrow. But yeah, I don't teach these in the manual for a reason, because they're super advanced and really tough to trade, and you need to be very skilled at chart reader and understand them thoroughly to trade them. But there's a few people that are at that point, so I like to mark them on the chart. But most of you should just leave them alone. It'd be that simple. I didn't mark this trade. You might argue there's a triple test right there. There is, and it's 2 legs back to the EMA, or I'm sorry, to the trend line, but we didn't get back to the EMA. So it's one you might trade because it's a triple test at the key entry point, and you can see it takes off nicely. And then we get a break, and you get a few legs down here. You get a break of this one, a new low, you don't get anything, and then you turn down again. And so maybe this is 2 legs down, and this leg just has 2 legs in. That's what it looks like. If you measure them, you can see they're very close to being 2 measured legs. You don't get anything to go long here, though. And this is your retest, and that's a second entry short. This is a double bottom, so first entry, second entry right there. Big, nice bar away from the EMA. That turns out to be a nice move. And then you get another second entry right here. Notice the new low, first entry. It goes back higher, and break below that bar is a second entry. That bar is close to not qualifying, but I think it does. I think that's close enough. Just a first entry there. And then we get a break. No real setup there to trade. no lower high or anything. And we run and make a new low, and then we reverse to back to the upside. It's not really where you're looking for a reversal or anything, so I don't think you can really trade that. There is a triple test right here, but there's no real close outside that trend channel, and it could push higher. But we actually end up getting a break there, and then it runs up and it tests that again and holds, and you get a big bearish bar. So that's at least a triple or quadruple test with a bearish bar. You're just playing a turn down off that resistance, and that turns out to be a pretty nice trade as well. And then you get another triple test here with another nice signal bar. Just the first entry. And you're bouncing along. There is a triple test there, but that looks a little too congested. And then you get another triple test right here with a nice signal bar. I like going long there. And you're looking for a retest of this high, and we may just reverse off these lows and go much higher. And that's what ends up happening. We don't really get much other opportunity to enter here. This does look like 2 legs back, but this makes a slightly higher high, and we're not quite back to the EMA, although we are running up this trend line. It looks like 2 legs back to the key entry point. Maybe you enter there. I think you need something better than that, but we'll mark it green. And then we get stuck in this little range. I don't see anything I like here. It's just a double bottom at this point, so I don't think you can enter yet. You get a failed breakout. You do get a triple test here, but you don't. It doesn't leave you room to scalp out. And I just don't see anything I really like until this bar. Maybe here. I can't remember if there was enough room to get out there or not. Yeah, there's enough room. You might enter on that one. It's at least a triple test. We'll mark it green. And then you make this lower high. This actually breaks higher and turns down. You couldn't wait till this closes, but if you entered on the engulfing bar, you could enter one tick below that bar. See how solid that is? It's mostly all green. You could enter there. And then you get a close outside new low. It looks like we're going to reverse, and it just continues lower. That takes us into 230. There is a second entry short right there. I didn't mark it because we're back in that channel. But if you draw your micro trend channel, you do get a close outside and a move to a new high, and that's a second entry short. The problem is it doesn't tick below it. So I still don't think you can enter there. I didn't like entering there. I didn't mark it. I'm not going to mark it, but I did want to show that to you in case somebody asked about it. Why you don't enter there, even though it's a second entry and you do get a close outside a new high, is one, you have to enter below that bar, which is an inside bar, and two, there is some support there, and everything's closing inside that support, so it could bounce and go higher on you still yet. So I didn't mark that one. It's late in the day too, and that took us into 230. So yeah, if you look, we spent most of the day just chopping sideways here. See where it probably you get the most touches. Maybe across there. Maybe that's it. I don't know. You're still in a channel here, but over here it looks just, it's a range. And you can see it playing off the midline there all the way across. So not a great trading day. This stuff here is hard to trade. There's nothing concrete here. You don't have a consistent high or real consistent low on the sideways stuff. So if you didn't catch one of these moves down, you didn't get a lot of opportunity today, unfortunately. That's just the way it is sometimes. So maybe tomorrow will be better. We'll see what it brings. But I'm going to wrap it up. Not much else you can say about this day. So we'll be back again to do it tomorrow. I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.